Jim, I'm so excited.
But let's keep it together. At least until the first death.
I hope your front door is locked and your phone is switched off. It's match time. And nothing can come in the way of a head coach and his Blood Bowl. That's gonna hurt in the morning.
His claw cuts like a hot knife through butter. An incredible day. I thought my heart would almost beat on more than one occasion.
So many touchdowns, Jim. I've lost count.
Good day, sports fans. Welcome to the Invitational Cup. This is the last day. And hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Hello, also, VG Purist. Welcome.
Hello, everyone.
Hey there, folks. I'm the Sage, and VG and I are going to be commentating the last two matches of the Invitational Cup. We are going to start with the bronze game, the decider game that will determine whether Pupok or Diomlord will be advancing and getting a ticket to the World Cup main event. And that is going to be really exciting. After that, we have the grand final between Bernie Buffin and Arzawain, both of which already have qualified, so they are just fighting for the title of the winner of this super prestigious tournament.
Yeah, it's still going to be very exciting, though, between those two. I'm just so pumped for the World Cup, and the human grand final is going to be one that I think it will be one for the ages.
Absolutely. This is going to be a very, very exciting match. I'm just looking at Cabal TV to see whether we can already see the game getting started. All right.
Yes, I see the question here in the chat, and so yes, since Bernie Buffin has already gotten the ticket from the Champions Cup, that has taken precedence over this tournament, and so the third place decider will be who gets a ticket between Pupok and Diomlord. So very exciting stuff today. I'm waiting to see who will get the last ticket for the World Cup. Punch that ticket in.
Exactly. Now, as we've seen before, there is a very strong human dominance here. Humans have won all the games so far, well, except for the human mirror matchup where one of them lost, obviously. And so we're going to see humans versus orcs in the bronze match, and then a human mirror in the grand final of the Invitational Cup.
Yes, indeed. And I wonder if this is a sign of things to come, maybe. I'm not extremely sure. Well, I guess maybe I am sure. But the thing about it is that the humans, they got here because of grit, because of patience, because of lots of armor breaks, let's be honest. But really, it's because those human teams pretty nicely balanced in this format, especially in the early going.
Yeah, so it's good to notice that in the World Cup main event, Tier 1 teams are allowed to start with 4 skills, whereas Tier 2 teams are allowed to start with 6 skills, including a doubles. And in this Invitational Cup, the format for the first game is actually the one we're using for all the matches. So it's no surprise that the Tier 2 teams wound up doing very, very well here. For the World Cup main event, the Tier 2 teams will start off strong with 6 skills versus 4, but if they make it to the grand final, we're talking 12 skills versus 10. So that's way more in favor of the Tier 1 teams, provided that they make it that far. So there's an interesting power balance there across the games.
Yeah, that's something that coaches all have to consider when they are choosing their teams for the World Cup. Do they want to go for the long haul, or do they want to just get past the first couple of rounds and then after that just maybe face up against a Tier 1 team such as Orcs or maybe even the Wood Elves, and their power curve is just so good? I mean, hey, you know what? That's something that the coaches, they're going to have to decide for their own.
All right, we are in the game. We are watching Diomlord as orcs, playing against Pupok as humans.
Ah, beautiful. Let's see here, and I also have to start this game up as well.
Of course. So, to give you a bit of background, the Blood Bowl 2 World Cup 2018 will start on July 16th. It will last for a full month, with the semi-final being played on August 14th and the final being played on August 16th. 64 coaches will face off in a single elimination knockout tournament, which means that after the first round there will only be 32 of us left. I hope to be among those at least. And in the World Cup main event, there is a massive prize pool, a total value of $30,000 in prizes, including $10K in cash, as well as 2 amazing game PCs sponsored by Asus Republic of Gamers. Now, that is a very, very exciting thing to be fighting for, but more importantly, they are fighting for the glory of the title of World Cup.
That's going to be a very interesting situation for you to be in, huh? I mean, what if you make it through to the grand finals or semifinals, really? And are you able to cast and also play at the same time?
If I happen to be lucky enough and, good enough to make it to the semifinals, then I assume I will not be part of the official cast since I'll be rather busy at the time, but I will, of course, be streaming the game on my own channel, as always. No exceptions.
Well, alright, you know what, I hope you have that problem, and I hope to not see you here in the booth.
Thank you, that's much appreciated. Still, it's nice to have this as a kind of a win-win. Either I get to play or I get to cast. Hooray.
Indeed. On the pitch here, we're going to see the humans taking on this Orc team. Orcs going with the leader for the thrower, and then the Mighty Blow and tackle for the blitzer, and then the guard there on the blitzer on the left, and then the guard and the block there on the front line for that lineman. So, pretty interesting set of skills for this Orc team.
Yeah, it's pretty odd to see Orcs with only one guard.
Yeah, it kind of is. Humans also going to have that block and the guard ogre in the front line. And then the 3 guard on the blitzers, and then a tackle for one of the last blitzers. Won't be useful today, but definitely going to be something we're going to see more of, I believe, in the World Cup, where humans may be picked a little bit more often than not, but I'm not sure. Again, I just looking at what we see at the World Cup Invitational, humans do look like a solid pick, considering that, well, there's 2 humans in the grand finals.
Yeah, I do think that Pupok's build will be way more effective against the Orcs with all of that guard. Yeah. I think if Bernie had been in this situation with his 2 Mighty Blow tacklers, it would have been a lot harder for him.
Yeah, that is true. But then again, hey, he did make it past the Dwarven team, which surprisingly, the 2 Mighty Blow and then the useless tackle worked out, I guess.
Yeah, and he had a major comeback in that last game against Pupok. Pupok was looking so strong for much of that game until he let himself get pushed into the end zone, forcing overtime after a 2-turn touchdown by Bernie. Man.
Yeah, that was so close, wasn't it? Oh gosh, I hope we have something similar today. More great Blood Bowl to be played between 2 great players, and there's the kickoff.
Ooh, and straight up Armor 9 knocked out. Only a lineman this time, but that is good beginnings for the human team.
That lineman going out, and there the humans once again living up to their bashy ways. I mean, humans are, I think, out-bashing everyone in this tournament so far. I mean, what is going on here? Oh, there's another one. Big injury coming out from the ogre.
Badly hurt. Black Orc gotta apple that. Absolutely.
Absolutely has to apple that. And more Black Orcs going out. They can't stay on their feet for long here. Oh god.
So we'll be seeing more bum in the next drive.
I cannot believe that. Yeah, we're gonna see more ogre butt crack there. But man, this is such a bashing team here. You know what? Normally though, humans don't usually get this much of an armor breaks. I mean, this is just something that you don't see every day, especially against the armor value 9 team of the Orcs.
Yeah, it seems like Diomlords poor armor from the semifinal is continued in this match so far.
When these humans break armor like that, it just makes this game so much easier. It's still not over yet, but oh gosh, missing out on that 4 strength Black Orc, especially in this first drive, that's gonna definitely hurt.
Yeah, especially combined with his limited guard and the humans' large amounts of guard, that's going to be very, very tough. Now, of course, this is the humans' offensive drive, which means that for them to score 1-0 this half is actually pretty much just status quo. So it doesn't need to affect the game as a whole that much, but the Orcs would very much like to see a successful defense here where they can stop the humans from scoring, and that's going to be tough when they're 2 players down already.
You know what I find funny? It's a PS4 grand finale, and I have to say that I wouldn't say it's extremely surprising, but definitely unexpected to have both the PS4 players in the grand finals. But you know, that's the nice thing about Blood Bowl. You just never know, right?
Yep. Clearly, the people who have been talking down on console coaches have to think twice now. Okay. And unlike the humans, the Orcs seem unable to knock anyone down. So where the humans got 4 knockdowns, including 2 removals, the Orcs just get a push.
All I have to say is that all that really proves, Bernie, is that the PS4 players are just better than these guys, I suppose.
Yeah, you could make an excuse saying that all the good PC coaches already qualified, of course.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. No, I'm just kidding. Marceline and Bernie, they're both pretty good coaches, and really, it just makes me believe that for the cross-platform cup that we had not too long ago, that those two should have been playing in it and probably would have represented a little bit better.
I really, really like seeing so many high-level coaches play each other, and that is also what excites me about the World Cup. It's such a different experience from ladder, where it's mostly, bam, going down. In ladder, it's mostly your performance against random opponents that determines whether you qualify, and having to prove yourself among the best of the best is really, really awesome.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be the difference. When you're playing against a lot of top coaches like that, the game is a whole lot tighter. Every little thing really matters. Unlike, when you play against someone random, you don't know how good their skill is, and so you play very solid at first, but then you realize, oh, this guy, he seems to be more of a beginner, and then you might want to loosen up, and then maybe you end up losing the game because of roles that they're doing. Because one of the things that really troubles us as good coaches is that these players sometimes make these random rolls and it's just like, oh, big KO!
Also going out
on the
Ogre. That Ogre earns a raise.
Nicely done. Another Black Orc going out. Ogre's just paying dividends here. Oh gosh, I'm buying stock in Ogres right now because this is just too good.
Poor Diomlord.
Wow. He's not feeling good now. He's not feeling too good about his chances.
He's had 2 Black Orcs and a lineman removed, and he hasn't even gotten to roll armor yet.
It just seems unfair at this point. Troll, you need to do something, Horatio.
Yeah, no claw, no problem indeed.
True blue. The truest statement of them all.
Now, of course, the humans do have only 1 bench, so should the Orcs step up their game and actually put a dent in that armor 8, things might still get interesting for the second half, because we expect to see the Orcs on a full 11 players, probably.
Well, at least we'll see the Goblin on the pitch, right? I mean, that's always exciting. You never know what's going to happen with that little guy.
Not necessarily, because the first Black Orc was Apoed, and the lineman and the other Black Orc are merely KO'd.
Yeah.
So they've still got 11 real players left. No offense to the Goblin lovers out there.
Oh, come on out, little guy. What's his name? Nekos? Nekos, you can do it.
Yep, that's the one. Oh,
Gosh, more.
double skulls
More
and no
bad
armor break.
dice here. Ouch.
Snakes on the block, snakes on the armor. That is not very helpful for Diomlord.
Man, did somebody fix the dice here? What's going on? Diomlord needed to sacrifice more virgins, more whatever, because he's just not doing very well right now. Especially these blocks, these armor breaks, everything. Just, oh god, just terrible.
So, how long until we see the humans start to play fully connected because of their numbers and guard advantage?
They're not gonna do any of that stuff. They can do whatever they please as long as the armor breaks are working out for them. They could just go and dance on their own on the sideline if they need be.
Bernie is asking whether either of these coaches have won a championship, and as a matter of fact, both of them have won a Champions Cup.
That's
and
correct.
Qualified for 5 Champions Cup in Diomlord's case and 6 Champions Cups in Pupok's case.
That is correct. Both of these guys have previously won a PC Champions Cup, so both of these guys very strong in their own right.
Jimmy is saying that everyone in the Invitational has won a Champions Cup before. I believe that until this tournament started, Bernie had not yet won one. So his Champions Cup victory, earning him the World Cup ticket, was, as a matter of fact, his first. And according to my cheat sheet, but I'm not 100% certain, Anarian was actually the only one of the 8 competitors who did not win the Champions Cup yet, despite qualifying several times.
No, that's not true. He has won 2.
Oh.
Yeah.
In that case, I think we need to update the sheet on the official site.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, he won Champions Cup 7 in a thrilling fashion against Crucifer.
There we go. I'm exposed. I don't watch football.
Darn sheets! Who made these sheets? Who did this? Somebody need to update these
fingers?
things. I blame the admins of the CCL. Oh wait.
That's you, right?
Yes, I'm part of the crew.
So that means that Bernie not only joined the rest of these guys in being Champions Cup winners, but also has a good shot at actually winning this Tournament of Champions, basically.
Yeah, that's going to be the allure of this tournament right here. These people just, for some reason or another, just couldn't get a ticket by qualifying in the private leagues or getting it through the Champions Ladder and then winning the Champions Cup, or even getting to the semifinals if you're the PC. And so this is really going to be a prelude of things to come for the World Cup, where a lot of great coaches are in there. And oh gosh, the competition is going to be so high because of it.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what the top contestants are all going to do. I mean, was it I think one of the favorites there, Ducky and even Andy Davo, they're both going to be in there, and I'm going to be curious to see how far are they going to go and how far are they going to take their team. I don't know what they've picked for the World Cup, but oh gosh, this is just...
You don't?
Okay, I kind of do, but the thing about it is
You're
that...
not allowed to say.
I'm just not allowed to say, but it's just... I don't know what they've really have in store for the rest of us,
Absolutely.
I can't wait to see what's going to happen.
Without going into specific racial picks, can you tell us a little bit about the spread, the level of variety among the picks?
There is a fairly good spread. It's not a lot of one particular race, but as of late, I have noticed a few changes. So
More humans?
I'm not going to say that, but there have been some changes, and that's it.
Well, since I don't know, I'm going to say it. After these games, we're going to see more humans.
Maybe so. But the thing about it, though, again, I mean, as we have witnessed here, and we didn't really see the quarterfinals play out, but, I mean, all 3 of the human team, except for, I think, Pupok. Pupok was the only human team to not struggle in their game and just barely pull it off. In fact, Vampires quite possibly should have won their game, and Bernie, he did get the blitz on the kickoff and then held strong and held fast and was able to win the game by the end. But had he not gotten that blitz, I wonder how easily the Dwarven team would have been able to just pound and ground it like they should, and then it would have been Sean 18 that would have made it to the semifinals.
So back on the pitch, we see the Orcs trying to get a push on, trying to put a bit of a dent in the humans, rolling some 1 dice even, but only pushes.
And yeah, I was and I do believe that there is a streamer right now that is doing a look at all of the World Cup races. I kind of want to do one myself, but I don't know. I don't want people to think that, oh, I have inside knowledge, and then, oh, VG's just showing us all the skills that they have, and it could just be coincidental as well. So I just don't want to do that type of video. But it's just one of those things where this skill set is going to be very interesting. Sure, yeah, at first it does favor the tier 2 teams, but the tier 1 teams, the power curve, it's like you said in the beginning, you know, at the end you'll have 10 skills versus 12. Sure, 12 seems like a larger number, but for the tier 1 teams, it's just going to be a whole lot better.
There's a reason they're tier 1 after all.
Yeah, I mean, there is a reason why they're tier 1.
So to give you a bit of background on that, tier 1 teams start with 4 normal skills, and tier 2 teams start with 5 normals and a doubles. After the first win, they'll get a double skill, all of them. Then after the second win, a normal, another double, another normal, and another normal. So that means that tier 1 teams wind up with 2 doubles and 7 normals. That's not right. 2, 4, 5. Am I getting my numbers wrong? I'm getting my numbers wrong.
Kind of.
Because, of course, you get not 6 skill ups, but 5, because the final is the 6th game. So you've won 5.
Yes.
That means it's not 12 and 10.
Yes, so the first round is a double skill, then generals, then doubles, and then general.
Yeah. So that comes to 11 and 9, and not 12 and 10, as I said earlier.
Yes, indeed. And so that's why I'm kind of telling everyone, hey, look, don't think about what is advantageous in the tournament, because sure, okay, humans look strong right now, but I'm just telling the coaches, hey, look, just play your favorite race. If you could play humans, then sure, go ahead. But if it were me, I would rather lose with my favorite race than to win with the team that I'm not as, or trying to win with a team that I'm not as comfortable with.
I'd rather win than lose. Pretty much with any team, provided there's no cheating. Yeah.
Well, you know, you're the sage, right?
Again,
I mean, you could win with any team.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but I do like variety in my teams anyway, and I don't mind playing the meta a bit, figuring out which races work best in which formats. So no, it's okay.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, for me, I think I would have thought really long and hard about Dark Elves and then chosen them anyways. I think that's what I would have done. I mean, I just don't feel good about losing with a team that I'm just not comfortable with. I mean, it's like, oh, I played my best. No, I didn't. I didn't choose my favorite race. You know, I didn't choose the race that I feel comfortable winning with. I don't know.
Yeah, but if the rule set really doesn't work for your favorite race, then I think it makes more sense to play the meta, unless you're really a fairly one-dimensional coach and you say, this is my race and this is what I'm playing. Yeah. But most coaches, I mean, okay, so maybe not Crucifer, but most coaches have a fair variety of races that they play just because it's fun and because it's less
oh yeah, that's definitely
less
true.
Boring.
That's true. And any real good coach worth their salt would know how to play just about every single race. But it's just that, I mean, that has been the question that was flying around, like, hey, what race do you think I should play, or what do you think I should do? And so it's like, if you have to ask that question, dude, just play your favorite race, okay?
So the Orcs are still struggling to put up a solid defense against the humans, and opening up with a 1-dice skull from the Black Orc does not help. At least this one doesn't leave the pitch.
Yeah, pretty much. Black Orc, at least he's staying in the in the dance floor and just being at least a little bit useful, except, in the last bit there. But humans should be able to have their way with this Orc team, and they should be able to drive up, barring some type of nuffling, and they should be able to get this touchdown.
Well, they've also used up a reroll on a 1 in 9 there, but that doesn't seem to bother them too much. They still have a very, very large space to advance through without much of a a defense put up, essentially.
Yeah, pretty
much. Not that Diomlord did not try, but he just didn't get the chance.
So the Zord team, I think, when you're down in numbers, you got to play a little bit more aggressively, right? So when you're on the offensive side of the ball, it's going to be one of those things where if you're down in numbers like this and you're slowly getting pushed back, you kind of want to just make it through the midfield and get into a scoring threat, and then if need be, just score it pretty early. Not something you necessarily want to do. You want to try to hold the ball until the end, but the Orcs, at this point, since they're down on defense, they should probably try to play a little bit more aggressive just to threaten that ball and just make it to where the human teams have to make some sort of judgment. Otherwise, this is going to just be a walk-in for the human this human touchdown.
Yeah, I agree that pressuring the stall is probably the best they can do. I'm not sure how far they'll get, though. Yeah. Judging by how things are going so far, even pressuring the stall looks pretty difficult from this situation.
Yeah, I mean, Black Orcs just not doing well. They're just going to be out-strength at this point. I mean, no 4-strength Black Orcs to help them out against the guard lineup of this human team. It's just so much more difficult.
Will we see the last lineman dodge out as well, or is he quite content in keeping these guys busy where he is?
I think humans should just lay the boot in. Get the fouls in. You hear that, Pupok? Fouls.
I doubt it, to be honest.
I know.
Then again, the thrower with armor 8, with the orc offensive drive still coming. Yeah, there he is. There he is.
Hey! There we go. He's heard me, guys. There we go. It's like I know how to play Blood Bowl, or do I? Oh, he's gonna get sent off on the 1 and 8. But a beautiful foul nonetheless.
So that means the humans no longer have a bench, and the orcs still might. So any removal now will count.
And that is just Pupok having a little bit of fun, I think. Normally, what you want to do to start the fouls is you want to really wait for injuries to come out on your opponent's side, and then as long as you are able to maintain the numbers advantage, then okay, good. But with the KOs, it's just like you said, they still have 11 on the roster, and now if the humans suffer any real type of beatdown, then they're going to find themselves a little bit outnumbered.
Well, I mean, the thing is, they had the bench as extra anyway. They only have 3 more turns to play. Well, the Orcs have 4. And they might wind up not even needing the bench. So in that case, a shared removal with a send-off and the Orc thrower going out would have been pretty good for the humans.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was definitely a good key piece, though. The thrower with the leader ability, I mean, that would have helped out in reducing the reroll count by 1 for the second half Orc offensive. So.
And the sure hands.
Oh, and the sure hands, yeah. And even possibility of the pass. I mean, heck, now that the Orc team is down in numbers, it will be a little bit more difficult to move the ball if the KOs don't come back.
Yeah, well, let's hope we see some crazy Orc passing play and see it succeed. That would be nice.
I think I just channeled Pupok right there. He heard me and he put the boot in. All right. That's what I like about Pupok's play here. I mean, just not afraid to get those fouls in and not afraid to just do the things necessary to win the game.
Important knockdown here because it makes the stall a lot safer.
Bernie Buffin says he wasn't a fan of the foul. Well, then you're just not a fan of Blood Bowl, Bernie.
I like that we have Bernie and Arzawain hanging around in chat as well.
Hey, look,
watching
guys.
watching these lesser gods duke it out.
Yeah. If you guys could have watched it, you guys could have played. Oh. Ogre coming back again. Getting those hits in. Getting the armor breaks earlier. Getting those KOs and an injury. And now more armor breaks. And then just a stun though. But wow. This Ogre. Again, the stock is going up on him. And I'm totally all in.
The block dodge for the humans have also been really, really good.
I know. After the fact, we're going to have to check out this bash log. Because humans are just looking so good.
We're going to see the thrower punch a Bob. Ooh, he's not going to reroll that. But he's alright, you know, soon.
They don't need him anyways. This ball is going into the touchdown, and he's way too far out removed to really be a factor.
So, for those of you joining in, you are watching the bronze decider game of the Invitational Cup. The winner of this match will advance to the World Cup, and the loser of this match will no longer have any chance of being in the World Cup. So there is a lot at stake here. Yep. After this game, we're going straight on to casting the grand final of the Invitational Cup, where oddly, there is less at stake, except more glory to be had for winning this very prestigious tournament.
And this is all brought to you by Aces, Republic of Gamers. We couldn't have this grand tournament without them, so thank you guys very much, Aces.
Absolutely. So, the winner of this game, as well as the two finalists of next game, will be advancing to the World Cup, where 64 coaches will face off for the title of Blubble 2 World Champion 2018.
Well, here's the Orcs' chance if they want to try to get a little punchy, but looks like I think they're happy to accept the 1-0 by the end of the first half, and then get into their drive in the second half, and hopefully be able to square it up and likely take this into overtime if all things being equal.
Don't forget the Goblin one turn. He was one square short last time.
Oh yeah, that's right. One square. One. The missed dodge. He's thinking about it.
Yeah, he knows that he needs to save his last reroll for the one turn attempt.
Yeah.
So it's really pushing this turn or getting to push next turn. Neither of them look particularly likely. Although, let's see. Yeah, so Gamma, the Might Blow Tackle Blitzer on the Orc team, can reach 2 squares short of the end zone. So just walking forward 1 square with the catcher will be enough to prevent getting blitzed by him, unless there's a chain push there, of course.
Yeah, the failed dodge out from the blitzer, I really feel like it's just how this game is taking shape. Look at how easily the armor is being broken for this Orc team, and so it's just one of those things where maybe he was thinking about that, but at the same time, I do believe he was also thinking about, boy, if I let this go, my armor is going to get broken. I just know it. So it's just psychology. Yeah. This game is very much part psychology.
Mighty blow hit on the armor 8.
Oh!
He's alright.
Ogre! Wow.
Yeah, so yesterday we saw the Orcs acting like green elves properly, getting broken but also getting some funky dodges in. So far, we've only seen them act like, you know, orcs? Fragile orcs, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. What is going on?
They get the downside.
Oh.
They get the downside, but not the upside.
I can't believe that. This is just...
Is he going to block that? Oh, if that had been a push, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, it would have been...
Yeah, it would have been interesting. He could have pushed that Bob in range to... Ooh, and here as well, that...
Oh, that's a scary one. That's a scary one right there.
Wow, I would not have made that block. Because you really can't afford to push there.
Part psychology right there, because Pupok feeling good about it. He was probably just thinking, oh, I'm going to get these pals and then take these orcs down, and he did. But, I mean, it's just one of those things where when you're feeling good and you're feeling like Nuffle's on your side, you just make these blocks that probably you shouldn't make, but it worked out. I mean, that's just how this game's going.
No dice there.
I know, especially for this tournament. The humans are absolutely blessed. It's gonna be 1, 2, 3 humans.
Oh, no, just a stun.
Oh, just a stun right there. Almost a celebration.
So, that's pretty much it for this drive. We're going to see the humans maybe do a cheeky 3 die somewhere. Just run it in.
Yeah, and that's definitely going to be a play. You definitely want to do at least a 3 die blitz. As long as you have the reroll, then it's pretty much going to be safe. I've never really seen a 6 skull dice action. You have? Oh my goodness.
Yep.
I've never seen it. I've never seen it. Wow. that had to be crushing. Was it on tabletop or in the game?
This was on tabletop actually. Yep.
Oh god. Must have been the scream heard from around the block. What is that? What is that deep scream we hear?
Yep. Yeah, I've also been clever enough to roll pushes on a 3 die turn 8 when I could have just walked it in and then re-roll to triple skulls. That was very, very. I was so proud of myself.
Well, you never want to re-roll a good die. I mean, that's just one of the quick things that you quickly learn here in Blood Bowl. Is just any good die block, even if it's just a push, you don't re-roll it.
So, Pupok scoring 1-0 ahead. Diomlord gets the chance to try a 1-turn touchdown with the troll. Ooh, the lineman comes back, but the black orc stays out. I bet Diomlord is really hoping that the black orc is feeling it for next drive, because of course, right now it doesn't matter much.
Yeah.
But if he stays down, that is going to make the offense a lot harder.
The black orc there does have another chance at it. It's going to just still be a 50% now instead of 75. But, well, I mean, it's 50-50 no matter what. But now the chances of him coming back is a little bit less. And again, the humans, they're lining up correctly. Try to stop this throw teammate. 1-turn touchdown try. I hope for the sake of Diomlord, the way that this first half goes, or has been going, that he's going to be able to take the throw on this goblin and make the touchdown and have some sort of positive.
Yeah. I think he's taking the extra square, which means that the kick is even more crucial now, but the scatters on the throw less so. Well, I guess what he can do is, if the kick is so bad that he can't reach there, he can actually chain push the goblin backward a square for the catch. Huh, I like that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's why the troll was not on the line either.
Yeah, no need to put the troll there either, but yeah. But then, like, now you're kind of depending on the blitz to be good.
Well, it only needs to be a push.
Yeah, but what if it's skulls and both downs? You're setting yourself up for a 1-9 failure.
No, I think this is a good way of dealing with the situation.
Yeah.
You make sure that you have the extra distance if needed, but you can compensate if not. I like it.
Let's see. We'll see.
So right now, if the goblin lands 2 squares in front of the line of players, 2, 4, 6, 8, he can still make it into the end zone. But of course, if he lands on them or between them or just in front, then landing is going to be pretty difficult.
That's right. Wherever you land, you have to take account into the tackle zone, and it's a -1 modifier to it, and so the landing will be a whole lot more difficult if he's being thrown right into the tackle zones of the humans.
Of course, a lucky throw could actually have the goblin land beyond them, saving him the trouble of even having to dodge.
And therein lies the trouble of throw teammate.
Yeah, of course, since throw teammate uses your pass action, you can't actually first pass to the goblin and then also throw him, and that is another limiting factor.
Yep.
So the one time where the the thrower's pass actually would come in handy, it doesn't.
You know what they need? They need very long legs to make this jump. I don't know.
A completely irrelevant reroll and a very kind kick.
Nice.
So that means with one GFI, the thrower can reach the goblin where he is right now, which means that we're going to see the goblin played free here.
So we are gonna see some fireworks pretty soon, guys. This is very much a optimistic win that we're seeing here.
So the other human also needs to be moved from here. I guess if you set it up right, you could even blitz your goblin forward a square. This is interesting. So just a push, but that's fine. It's enough to clear the goblin, make room.
Yeah,
I don't think we're going to see a block here.
Just get him out the way. He's good.
So a 3+ pickup.
3+ pickup with sure hands.
Yep.
And then the handoff
2+
coming up.
GFI.
And the chip.
Minimal rolling here. 3-2.
He's gonna do it.
There we go.
He's got the.
Now he needs to make some room because the troll can walk forward 2 squares from here.
That is correct. You want to walk up now if possible, but I think he's already. No, he's got the black.
He can just go. He can just go around as well.
Yeah, he could have just went around. Yep. So he should move up and then give that goblin the biggest huck of his life.
Come on, don't eat it. Okay, he's not dumb. No, don't eat it.
No, really stupids. For the throw. Is he feeling?
You're on keto, troll. You're on keto.
Is he eating it? Is he gonna eat him? Don't eat the gobbo. Don't make these sounds. This is not working out. Eat it!
Oh, he's hungry.
He's hungry and he failed the roll. And he's totally gonna get it. Oh, no.
Oh, it escaped. It escaped.
Oh, boy. Oh.
That was sad.
Well, 1-0. Where Pupok is in the lead after Diomlord's troll decided he wanted to eat a goblin for lunch.
Nom nom nom. Oh, but the black orc is back, which means that the orcs actually have a bench now, and the humans do not.
And yes, that's going to be it's going to be a factor if orcs start breaking armor, and they do have the offensive series, and they have a real shot at taking out some of these humans and start turning it the other way. And this is where psychology again plays a real factor in the game. I mean, in the Champions Ladder, how many of these coaches start to resign at this point and just concede? Look, guys, play out the game. When you get to these higher levels, you're gonna have to play out these games because tournament organizers are not gonna allow you to concede. And so with this, you are still in the game. Don't give up yet.
Don't give up ever. Unless you only have two players or fewer to field. Yes.
I don't know about that. We have seen the magic from Anarian winning with just a tree and 2 wood elves in the grand finals. Wow. Again, guys, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, Champions Cup, I believe 7 grand finals. Go find a replay and check it out. Holy crap.
We might actually see the orcs start to take some fouling here. And they do also have +2 fame, which could be a factor, because the orcs have 12 players now, and the humans have 11, with an apo, but still. It would be interesting if the orcs manage to go to turn 16 and score then, and put a dent in the humans. Then overtime might actually wind up favoring them.
Yeah,
of course, the overtime toss is very, very crucial in determining who wins the overtime.
That's what the humans don't want, so we'll see. And then maybe it'll just teach all the people out there, hey, look, guys, stop picking humans. Well, if they are picking humans for the World Cup.
Ooh, throw a rock. And despite +2 fame, the
Ooh!
troll gets removed. Ouch.
Oh, no!
Wow.
Wow. That's a
+2
big...
fame, not impressed.
That's a big swing right there. Right when we thought perhaps the orcs would be alright. And, oh gosh, the rocks coming out. And of course the APO, I believe, came out for the human team right there, saving the KO.
Yep, it did.
And so humans are going to be outnumbering the orcs now in the pitch. And this will make the offensive try a lot more difficult, especially without the big guy troll in the middle of the pitch handling up on that ogre.
Well, at least they got the Apo out. So any hurt now will help. But yeah, losing the troll when also already outguarded, they're going to have to rely on those rookie strength 4s a lot here.
Yeah, they're definitely going to have to. And not only that, but the Mighty Blow and Tackle Blitzer really needs to just get online here and get these injuries out. I mean, he hasn't really done much this whole entire game.
Yep. No, the humans have been sadly unimpressed with the Orcs' punches so far. But that can still change. They're still only armor 8. Even the catchers.
Mighty Blow. Come on. Come on, Orcs! Come on, Diomlord. Give this a game for the ages.
So, pick up before Blitz here. And now we're going to see that catcher take a beating. Both results are good, so he can choose whichever one he wants.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. Just a stun.
Just a stun, but could be a sign of things to come, guys. Don't go away. More blood in Blood Bowl. Can you believe it?
More blood, always. We need to see a death, though. We haven't seen a death yet this game.
Yeah, not in this game.
Both games yesterday had deaths. Those were good.
Yeah, those are pretty good games. Yesterday was really good stuff.
Yeah, it's nice when games offer up excitement like that. Makes our job a lot easier as well. Right, will we see Pupok put up this spread out defense despite the 3 stuns, or is he gonna smash in and get connected and force Diomlord to make some mistakes?
He should probably spread out a little bit, maybe put some columns up. You never really want to stay in the middle of the pitch like that, especially when a few guys are stunned, and so orc teams will be able to take advantage and maybe just bash their way into the center and just put them out of the position there.
Just a check for me. They're not moving on your screen either? No, good. Here we go.
Yeah, Pupok's
Nice.
just thinking real hard every single time, or either that, or he just was taking a
I like this
break.
actually. Blitzing the only guard on the orc team. That's a bold move.
Bold move, Cotton.
If he gets to remove that, it's huge.
Yep.
He's also got the ogre in a very central position where it's going to be hard for the orcs to deal with it without their troll and with only 1 guard.
That is risky,
But they're
though.
also kind of forced to.
That is risky. Blitzing with a big guy like that, you could have boneheaded it, and now you're out your blitz.
Yeah, but he was also the most reliable way of damaging that guard.
Yeah, and despite the humans not having Mighty Blow, it kind of feels like it. Well, except for the ogre,
Well,
he has Mighty Blow, but
Yeah, exactly. I think that's also part of why he's choosing to blitz with it, because he chose not to give Mighty Blow to any of his blitzers. And with block on the ogre, it's relatively safe. So I don't mind it too much.
Yeah, that is definitely true. With the doubles on the ogre, really makes him a lot more viable piece to blitz with.
Yeah, and you need to get value on spending 2 of your skills, including the double, on that player.
Getting the value for your money. Never pay retail. Orcs now. They could just grind it out. They do have the numbers back, except for the KO troll. But hey, you know what though? You don't necessarily need them.
No, value for value. A lot of people choose to play without the troll, but then at this team value, they usually have a couple of skills on their black orcs, and all 4 of these are plain rookies.
So what do you think of the orc setup then, with the 4 general skills that is for these players here? Do you think that maybe Diomlord may have missed out? Maybe should have put the skill somewhere else?
I like the Mighty Blow Tackle. I like the guard. I'm not too sure about the leader. I don't think the orcs need the leader that much relative to how much they would need either block or on a black orc, or another guard either on the black orc or a blitzer. The Mighty Blow Tackle makes a lot of sense to me. I mean, wood elves, dark elves are a serious threat. Even against lizards, it's pretty good value. So I can see why Mighty Blow Tackle is an appealing pick. In fact, the reason you don't see it that much in most standard tournaments is because most standard tournaments don't allow skill stacking. So you'll see one with Mighty Blow and another with Tackle, but combining the 2 is very, very powerful.
Yeah, you're right. There was actually a long debate about that, whether or not we would allow skill stacking like that. And, you know, it's one of those things where, sure, you can put it on one guy, but if you remove that, if you get that one piece removed, then suddenly you're short a huge piece. So, I mean, it's kind of...
Trust me, I know this. We had one of the qualifier tournaments where we had progression and skill stacking. I had Necro with 2 block guard fleshies and a block Mighty Blow wolf. Those were the starting skills, but it was progression.
Yeah.
After 2 games, after the second game, over the period of I think 3 turns, both my block guard fleshy and my block Mighty Blow wolf died. Yay, progression!
Yay,
So,
and yay,
yeah.
regeneration.
Nope. So yeah, I know all about the eggs in the baskets. Yes.
Yeah, and that's kind of the deal here, is that, okay, sure, you're able to skill stack one more skill, but do you really want to put all your eggs in one basket like that? Oh, I don't know.
All right, I would expect... Is there an orc standing behind that? Yeah, there is. For a moment, I thought the ogre was going to be played free, but that would require a blitz now. I could even see that happening, because getting the ogre near the action where the ball is, with some guard help, might just be worth it.
Yeah, it probably would.
So I would not be surprised to see the ogre get blitz free. Nope, not happening.
Nope. No push combo for you today.
So that means the ogre is hanging near the midfield, and we're going to see him put up something of a column defense over on this side.
Yeah, nice little screen off there. Ogre, I guess, just holding up the center still, and wants to beat down some black orcs, I guess. And then have the human put up a nice screen and just stifle the cage for a little bit.
Yeah, I guess he knows that he doesn't really need to stop the orcs this turn, but rather constrain them to where they are, and then the ogre can join later.
And there we go. Nice little wall. Oh, bonehead.
Ogre is not feeling it today. And that also removes his guard, which means that the block that was looking decent before suddenly is no longer good.
That's the danger of the big guy right there.
Yep.
At the moment where you kind of depend on him, he's just going to fail your front line, and now suddenly they're going to get bashed. to the Black Gore. It's going to hit the front line. And then after that, the Blitzer follow up. Tasty human meat.
Still, there isn't that much flexibility for the orcs to progress. I mean, they can get stuck in that wall, or they can try and punch through that catcher. But punching through the catcher will just mean they're flanked from both sides by lots of human players, especially if they get pushed. So there isn't room for much of a cage advance, except for maybe 1 or 2 squares.
Yeah.
So the human position is solid even with the ogre failure.
And I was about to say, I would probably lead off with the Blitz there on the catcher and open things up in the center, because the center is about to be opened up by the Black Orc and then the Blitzer in the back as well. So that will make the offense a little bit more free, and he can set the center of the he can set the cage at the center of the pitch and make it to where now the humans would have to cover the whole pitch instead of just the one side, as you see right there.
There isn't really room for a cage there, though. I mean, there is, but you'd have to make some GFIs at least. I mean, if you want your cage not to be connected to the opposing players, then this is just not enough room. Especially if you plan on blocking those 2 linemen who are now on the line of scrimmage, because they're going to come this way as well.
But if he
they
does,
can be blocked sideways.
but of course, if he does think about it, and he does make it by, wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be the break needed?
I don't think he can afford the risk. And it looks like he's got the same idea about that.
Very true. And yeah, definitely right now, not the time to take these types of risk. But if he would have made it...
If this were turn 14 or something, he would have done so. But he's got 5 turns after this one. He doesn't need to push. He needs to make sure that he scores turn 16 and no sooner as well. Preferably with half the human team removed in the meantime.
Yeah, he definitely needs to put the humans to the grinder. He needs to get the ball security first before the other 2 bashes, as we mentioned, right by the ogre.
Well, he's actually advancing more than I expected.
Oh, Diomlord. Is he going to do it? Oh, yes.
Yeah, he is taking the center of the pitch.
He's taking it, guys.
He does have the guard assist there, but this is pretty exposed right now. The Goblin could, with some GFIs, get forward.
He's going to use the Black Orc right there, yeah.
Yeah, but he's still exposed on the left flank.
For now.
That helps.
That definitely helps right there. Put him on his butt, and now the cage is semi-up at the moment.
That helps a lot as well.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, and this frees up the Blitzer, who's hiding behind the ogre there.
Ooh!
It's a game!
Yay, look at that!
It's a game!
The death entry
Whoa.
coming out, and no APO, because it was already using the KO in the first half on the throw rocking. Or was that the second half? But either way, he is gone. And for good.
Yep. That was this drive.
Somebody sent a letter to the somebody sent a letter to the wife.
Well, it's resurrection mode, doesn't count.
Oh, resurrection mode. Hey, that's great. Oh, good stuff. You know what?
3, 2,
I
1.
think in Blood Bowl in the Blood Bowl scheme of things, we should send it anyways, just to freak her out.
So this push does give the humans a bit more trouble. Especially combined with the death and the successful block dice. The orcs are doing good. The Diomlord has to be pretty happy about that.
And look at that. It's like I love it when a plan gets together. Orc thrower in the center of the pitch, and now he's looking quite threatening and could score it, and he still could just push up slowly. Doesn't need to score it right away. I love this.
So, if this goes to overtime, it looks like the orcs are actually going to have the numbers advantage. Exciting.
Yeah, it will be the slight numbers advantage, but an advantage nonetheless, and that's you know, and that's where the similarities to chess might be okay, where, yeah, once you have the material advantage, then you just need to convert.
That's helpful. Now the tackler can come in and help out a block against this black orc here, who had been positioned next to that blitzer. At least that's what I expect he'll do. Because if he can punch this black orc and get a second garter, there we go. Get a second garter connected to the ball. That's a very, very helpful situation for the humans. I like this defense.
And now he's getting a
Now
down
we're
dice.
the ogre. Yeah, ogre does good too. See, this is the more murder. Bam!
Oh, somebody called the police. We got a 187.
All right, excitement all around. I think this lineman is probably just going to keep that black orc busy.
Oh yes, and this is the danger of posting up right there. And now with that death injury in the backfield, that just makes things a whole lot more uncomfortable for this orc team.
Yeah, scratch that numbers advantage as well.
Yeah.
All right. What's it gonna be for Jekyll Smutzer?
This is a little bit more difficult, but still not untenable. Left side could get screened off here for the orcs. Just needs a couple of good blocks there and should be okay, but
Yeah, no, as I thought, keeping that strength 4 occupied is a good job for this lineman. And following up a push there isn't even going to be good for it, because that just puts it next to the ogre. So,
not a choice there. That was an easy choice. Easy choice there on the block, so he just immediately begins with it. You know what? Give me the 2-die block on the catcher with Mighty Blow, and he takes it. And humans are absolutely too strong.
Brutal couple of turns. All of a sudden, we see blood everywhere.
Finally. You know what I really missed from the Blood Bowl Chaos Edition? Blood on the pitch, right? Remember, you get a casualty and you get the big blood splotches on the pitch.
Lovely stuff. So, where to from here for the orcs? They've got 3 prone players. Whoever's not blitzing is probably just getting up, but he's figuring out what the right order is to do things in.
Yeah, it's going to be tough here. The thrower may end up just either handing off or dodging out. Both prospects not extremely great, but at least it's still just going to be a 1-9 no matter what.
It could also block, I guess.
That's going to be tough against the 2 guard pieces.
After a blitz from the black orc with an assist, would be enough to get a block from the thrower afterwards.
Stands up the guard piece. Blitz from the black orc. Yeah, I think that would be good enough for the 2-die. But he would still have to either hand off or dodge. No, Matzo, this game is not pointless. The winner
Quite
of
the
this game
contrary.
will get a ticket to the World Cup.
He's doing it the other way around, but the same logic. Blitz first, and then gets another block out of it afterwards.
Okay.
Does mean that he's not going forward very much, but he does get the knockdown, which is very helpful.
Oh, that's really good stuff. Like the guard piece as well. Bernie fixed it, absolutely. He was like, he went in behind the system and hacked it and was just like, give me all the good dice for me and Arzoane. That's what he did, guys.
Now, can't afford to follow this up, of course, because that opens up wide against the ogre. And on the left, another successful knockdown,
Oh,
which
that
is
was really nice.
super helpful.
Really
Yeah,
nice.
a 1 in 9 there would have been harsh, although he does have the reroll.
Yeah. You know, not too long ago, I think the start of the Champions Ladder, I think in the first or second season, one of the admins were actually accused of hacking the dice. And we're like, hey, look,
Oh, that happens a lot. Yeah.
as much as we would have loved to, we don't have that type of power.
Well, it's a pretty common misconception for people who don't really know how to play yet. So they think that the dice are against them. Are we going to see a dodge here? I think we might. I think that's why he wasn't on his feet yet.
Yeah, I think a dodge would be feasible. You don't want to give them the easy 2-die. Yeah, why do that?
Yeah, the orcs had a turn here where everything worked, and they kind of needed that because they were pressured pretty hardly.
Yeah.
And now the humans are playing catch up again. We might see the ogre actually blitzing his way in, getting connected. No, there's a flying guard spot without a blitz.
Yep, he's gonna make use of his non-existent prehensile tail and stick him on 2 players.
Nah, you don't need prehensile tail against against the Jelly 3.
Just making jokes.
Actually, he could chain push the ball carrier into the ogre with a blitz. That would be kind of cool. Although there's no one really good position to make that blitz. That's unfortunate.
Live and die
Unless
by the
he's
1
willing
and
to make
9.
a dodge for it. Yep.
I like that.
I mean, if the tackler blitzes the goblin, nope, not
Nope.
happening.
Well, that was a nice thought. But I suppose humans, they don't need to be in a position to make any critical errors as well. No need for riskiness.
Nope, it's not the ball carrier going there. It's actually not yet activated human.
I love that. Oh, the
I
1-die
love that.
block.
Oh,
The defender
and
down.
the ball. He did get the ball onto the ogre, but without the thrower attached to it. That's
Hey.
even better.
That's even better. Look at that.
Nice.
And this is why you don't really want to
Nice.
group your guys up as tightly as the orcs did. Humans able to find a push combo and into a 1-die block. Beautiful stuff.
Yeah, that's why we don't put our cage in contact if we can help it. Well done, Pupok, though. That was an awesome play.
Very nicely done. Of course, the guard blitzer is going to pay for it, though, with a hit. But, boy, really great stuff.
Yeah, this will take some doing for the orcs to recover from.
Yeah. And this is definitely where I feel like, look, Cyanide, we need to program, like, chess clocks or something so that, you know, in the earlier bits, then people can just kind of save their time, and then whenever they need critical moments of thinking, then at least they'll have it.
Yeah, I think a lot of leagues especially will be very happy to see that.
Yeah, that would be so nice. And then you could probably play, like, a blitz tournament or something like that and just give everyone, like, a few minutes time, and then, you know, the faster you play, then the better everything will be.
Lots of chain pushes, ball still on the ground,
Yeah.
but no knockdowns.
He
The
was thinking
orcs
about
are not
pushing.
getting, and the orcs are not getting the pows that they need.
Yeah, not this round. Last round they got it. This round, pushes.
Ooh, ball in the clear.
Okay, somewhat, but I don't think that orc thrower is in any real good position here to get to it still.
Yeah, he still needs the ogre removed, which is not trivial, especially with that card.
Yeah.
And the player that can block the ogre is also the player that can get the thrower free.
Yeah, this is not going to be easy. Black Orc may be able to take out the lineman that's sitting in the back, and then another 2-die block from the blitzer. Maybe the goblin gets to it.
It would be cool if the goblin actually saves the drive.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
the thrower can just blitz the lineman and then hopefully get a down die and then just walk to the ball and pick it up against the tackle zone.
Go for the 4+. Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess.
Maybe.
I want more security around there first, though.
Yeah. Just throwing it out there. You know, this is where having the block ogre is coming into play, is because then a 2 red die block on the ogre would have been nice if he did not have block.
Yeah, there's 1 assist. If he gets 1 more assist, then the Mighty Blow Tackle can actually block the ogre. So the thrower might just blitz here. Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
Thrower
Yeah.
makes the blitz.
Really needs a down die and he gets it. Oh, that is a critical down die.
I think he's going to provide the assist. Then we see the block, and then we see the goblin go for the pickup.
Oh, I like that. Or the orc thrower, and this is what he's thinking about. Should he go pick it up with him on the 4+? 75% chance of getting that.
And then going for the goblin foul on the ogre. Yeah.
Love that.
Nope. This is the play. 2 dice on the ogre. If this doesn't go down, then the orcs are in big trouble. But it does!
Yes! Gets the down die.
Black Skin Terror hitting the ground.
Oh, yes. Oh, and the armor break with an injury. The mighty blow.
Oh.
The hits.
Pupok must be regretting that Apo on the KO'd catcher now. Ouch!
That is
Ball
a
still in a
big
beautiful
loss.
spot.
Goblin with the pickup. He is clean and clear. He's gonna get blitzed, but who cares? He's got the rock and also the ogre. He is gone. What a turn of events.
Everything is exciting now. Where it's pretty easy to get 2 dice with tackle on that goblin though, and the thrower is actually well positioned to capitalize on a lucky bounce. Ooh, but
He's gonna have to reroll that. Yeah.
yeah, reroll used.
And the thrower is in range, and the ball is clear.
Oh,
We may see a punt here.
wow!
We may see a
We're gonna
punt.
see we're gonna see the catcher run up first, and more safety around where the ball is now. You know, standing up the guard, moving the other guard.
Indeed.
But this is beautiful.
Oh, and heck, we may see the punt here. The
That was a
catcher.
spectacular bounce.
And the punt is really nice here. I mean, he doesn't even maybe need to do the punt, but if he does end up punting the ball, the catcher easily able to walk up afterwards in the next round and pick it up and then go for the touchdown by the end. So this is...
I don't think he needs to.
Yeah, I don't think he needs to,
Just
but
pass to the catcher.
has lots of options. Yeah, he could just pass it now. But lots of options to be had, and oh, this is all working out now. Boy, the goblin. I think the goblin probably should have just stayed where he was instead of moving 1 back. Just a small little bit of error there, but enough to where it is likely going to cost him the game now.
Wow.
Just
that was
a small thing in
I have to
Blood Bowl.
admit, Pupok played a very, very nice defense here.
I mean, just looking back at it though, the goblin moved up thinking, you know, I'm gonna get blitzed, and so I'd rather get blitzed here. But I think just as you pointed out, it was like, oh, we got an easy blitz by the tackle blitzer, and the thrower is actually in the back right there, and so he could easily be able to pick that ball up, and he does. But if the goblin would have stayed one little bit forward, then who knows? The bounce would have been still within marked by the orcs.
But that's assuming you know which direction it's gonna bounce, and we didn't.
Yeah, that is true too.
I can see where he was coming from, hanging back a little bit.
Oh, it was tight. It was tight. I don't know. Of course, hindsight's 50-50, right? I mean, 2020.
Yeah. So, can Diomlord do a miracle play and save this?
He's gonna have
I mean,
to.
he can free up the thrower with some blocks. The thrower 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 GFIs for a 2 die. Oh, or not. or not. He's going to flank the catcher instead.
Yeah. Looks like he's just going to put a little pinching maneuver on him.
Yeah, we're going to see that GFI to get next to him. Yeah.
Easy. Nice and easy.
Humans are the new chaos, is what people are saying.
Oh no.
The only team that can beat humans is better humans.
Yet another soundbite created by VGP. Hey, Wayne Fair.
I'm a bit surprised by that block because that makes it harder for the thrower to flank the catcher from the other side.
Yeah, but at this point, he's definitely gonna make all of these risky maneuvers.
Well, I mean, if you let that catcher escape, then the game is over. So keeping him pinned down is pretty much the safest thing you can do.
Yeah, he needs to get the pinch on with the orcs, and then bring as many guys as he can up there. Oh yes. Oh, nice, helpful. Orcs, where was this the entire game? He needed this earlier. He's getting it now when he's just being out-positioned here.
So the flank might come from the goblin after a block by the thrower, but... Well, if that block is good, then the guard guy could come in. That may be the play.
Well, the guard's coming in on the left side. Yeah, wants to hold back the guard piece of the humans instead.
I don't really like this play by Diomlord because it pretty much means that he's relying on the humans to fail the 8 out of 9 dodge.
Indeed, I mean, just nothing but tough choices there. Yes. Oh, failing
Instead of being
GFI.
freed up, he dodges out. That's more like it.
Yeah, but does have the reroll. Hopefully, then get 136. No, he does.
Oh, snake eyes for the orc thrower.
And Diomlord's keyboard is all messed up from the pounding I'm sure it's getting at this point.
All it takes now is a push, and the humans are clear. It is going to be a 1 die, though.
Wow. This is just... Oh, boy. And he has, again, lots of options, and it's always good to have lots of options in Blood Bowl. He could just simply dodge away. He can try to do the 1-die blitz, as you said, and he could just do all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, and the GFI wasn't even that necessary.
Yeah, that is true. Ooh, but the dodge away! The 1 and 9!
9 happens. It's still on. It's still happening. The orc thrower is in position to pick up the ball. And the orcs have 2 turns left and quite some receiving threats. We're going to see orc passing play as we hoped. It is on.
Who says the orc thrower is rubbish? We've got a game. Black orc gets the blitz on. Thrower picks the ball up. Yes.
Yeah, Adontakelis is rightly pointing out that if he had chosen to make a blitz by dodging with the blitzer, then he could have also 1 in 9, but at least he'd still be standing with the ball. That's a fair point. Merely pushing away, but that's enough to clear both the thrower and the ball here. And blocking actions are enough to create some room over here in the back. Everything is up for grabs.
Oh gosh, this is
excitement.
This is just excitement in the tournament hall. Orc thrower now just needs to get the sure hands pick up. He won't be
well, he
safe.
needs a bit more than that.
Well, yeah, he needs to do that, and then he needs to do a whole lot more afterwards, but for the love of all good things, we need him to at least pick that ball up.
Right, the goblin is free, the black orc is free, and they can help out freeing up a blitzer who's further back if needed.
Yes, take down the tackler. There's the Gabo. Holding up the thrower.
Not acting as a receiving threat, but rather making it safer in case of a failure. Now, he doesn't have to score this turn. As a matter of fact, it's even better if he scores next turn. But he might be tempted as well.
Yeah, at this point, when you're pushed up against the wall, you might think about getting that ball down the pitch and then trying to grab up the score. And then just going in there. Sure, the human team might have 2 more turns, but you gotta be feeling good with all the injuries that have happened. And also, going into overtime. And
the Alpha Blitzer looks like a candidate. The Alpha Blitzer looks like a candidate for the touchdown because he can be freed up with a 2-die from the Mighty Blow tackle. But there's really no safe place for him to go. Are we going to see the thrower being protected in the midfield right near the line of scrimmage? Or, yes, indeed, we are.
Yes, okay. Just take care of that little threat there in the backfield. Just a push.
Yeah, don't lose the ball again, basically. So that means that there are no 2-die blocks to be had anymore, and that the 3 receiving threats, the 3 scoring threats that the Orc have, are all based and in danger of getting knocked over. So we might still see him try and get one of those out with a 1-die block to make sure that he doesn't lose all of his scoring threats in the humans' turn 15, because that would be devastating for the Orcs.
Yeah. The humans can pull off some type of miracle blitz if the dice isn't too agreeable, but it would just take something special for it to happen. So the humans really need to cover the 3 blitzers now and get as far back as possible.
That doesn't help.
That doesn't help at all. But
so
1 reroll left.
1-die block. Yeah, well, if this doesn't go to overtime, then it doesn't matter. So it makes sense to me. This Alpha Blitzer has movement 6, so he's 2 GFI short of the end zone, which means both of these Blitzers can, in fact, score from where they are now. Mm-hmm. And, of course, the 3rd Blitzer as well. But...
Yeah.
The ball is also exposed, so pushing this guy towards the ball won't help.
This game has just turned into a game of big butts.
I think we're going to see Pupok take some more risk and actually try and punch the ball carrier here. Because that goblin can just be pushed back. He could even make it 2 dice with a garter.
What is this push here? Somebody tell him. Oh gosh, that Gabo could have fell down on the 2-die block there. Still going to be
This is fun.
1-die blitz on the ball with block.
He can make it 2. He can make it 2 if he puts the garter in as well.
Looks like
nope, 1 die, just a push. And a reroll, and he's down!
Nicely done, both down die.
Ooh.
What was that push all about? Diomlord, at the moment where he just could not afford to do this, allows the 1-die blitz.
Surprising. I don't think he realized how exposed his ball was, how poor of a defense that goblin formed. I guess he forgot because he was so focused on the scoring threats for a moment.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, that was punished very, very brutally.
Right there, a huge miss right there. I mean, earlier I was kind of like, okay, the goblin, all right, either way, it was a bit of a tight position, but this one here, it was definitely a clear miss. Oh
yeah.
No.
I guess he was mostly worried about having his scoring potential stopped, but instead, losing the ball is also a good way to having your scoring potential stopped. So that does not help the Orcs at all.
And it appears I'm creating loads of sound bites for Jimmy Fantastic.
Ooh, 1-die push. I believe that puts him out of scoring range, which is something. So, 2 Orcs in scoring range, 1 of them free to move around, free to receive, and only 1 GFI away. So, Beta here is definitely the candidate to score with. But, getting the ball free from here, there is a blitz from the Black Orc for 2 dice on the guard guy, pushing him onto the ball. A lucky bounce could make all the difference. But of course, a bad bounce could be game over because if the catcher gets it into his hands, that is end of story for the Orcs.
The Orcs are definitely going to need some miracle here today because they need to get to the ball. Luckily, there is an open blitzer, so all he needs to do is get that ball to that open blitzer for the touchdown. So this is quite feasible. We need some dice here, and we need it now. Nuffle, will he provide an entertaining finish, or will it just go down in a fizzle? One more reroll left, or thrower right in range can pass it, but 3 guys marking the ball. Here comes the blitz from the Black Orc.
He's choosing to do it with a chain push instead of blitzing the Garter.
Wow.
Which is a bit surprising to me, but since it's a push, it doesn't matter much. On a knockdown, this would have had less effect. Unless...
Yeah, he thought about it hard. He was like, oh, I really wanted to get the knockdown, but... really need to save that reroll for the catch, for perhaps maybe even the crazy dodgeaways necessary. I don't even know at this point. But the ball comes out.
The catcher.
The catch. Oh, the Black Orc! Don't pick it up, man. Don't do this to me. Oh, it's still being marked up, but it's okay.
By 3 tackle zones.
3 tackle zones.
The Goblin's going to have trouble removing that, but the Blitzer with a 1 die could remove 2 tackle zones here, potentially.
Yeah, he
and
could.
And that would get his guard in for the Goblin to 1 die.
Here's the 1 die! Oh, the both
this
down.
might be worth a reroll.
This
might be worth a reroll. This is crucial.
This is critical. No, both down. Whoa, no, he's going to take the both down.
Well, then he's going to push the Orc out.
Yeah, okay. He's going to use the Goblin for another push into the ball, hoping for it to get a little bit more free. He needs Nuffle to help him.
The Black Orc again.
Come
onto
on.
the Blitzer.
Oh, no! The Blitzer!
End of story. The humans have it.
The humans have it.
Pupok has qualified for the 2018 Blubble 2 World Cup, and Diomlord is going home.
Oh
what a game. What a brutal match.
No
Congratulations,
fantastic
Pupok.
finish, but man. Oh gosh.
There was so much tension here. Yep. 1, 2, 3 all going to the 3 human teams in the competition.
All I have to say is
3 out of 8. Yeah. Go ahead.
Orc team has just been absolutely getting Nuffled this entire game, and even still had a chance to tie it up. I mean, that's the strength of Diomlord, so kudos to that man, but just the one little oversight there by the end on that push and allowing the 1 die blitz. That just costed him the game.
Yeah, this was, to be honest, I think Diomlord has had pretty rough luck, both in this one and in the previous one.
Just take a quick look at the dice rolls, please.
Yeah, absolutely. What are we looking for?
Looking for the dice rolls there, and then going for the Orcs. So that's humans right there. So change it there at the top, yeah, and then go down to the type of dice.
Yeah.
Right there, it's just a D6, but then type of dice, you can change it to the block dice.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Right, and then there. All players.
Yep.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so as you can see there, I mean the black dice about even actually. And the humans.
Yeah, the thing is, of course, if you roll 2 block dice, one of them's a push and one of them's a pow, you don't care that you also rolled a push. It is irrelevant. So seeing the result of each 2 die from a set of stats about the average dice doesn't matter that much.
But go ahead and change it to the Orcs. I mean, look at the difference right there. Loads of pushes on the dice. 41.
Yeah, 41 pushes and only 9 POW pushes is definitely pretty awful. All right, We are going to be back with you in a couple of minutes to cast the second game of today, which has less riding on it, but more glory to be won, because both of these coaches will already be going to the Level 2 World Cup 2018. They are Arzawane and Bernie Buffin. Both of them qualified, but they are fighting for the title of the Invitational Cup winner.
Yes, indeed. This is going to be an exciting match between two great players for sure.
Awesome. VG Purist and I will be right back to cast that game in a couple of minutes.
See you guys then.